Eric Trump this week was forced to come out and swear up and down that he is not an anti-vaxxer. And he even said, hey, look, I've gotten the vaccine, so clearly I'm not anti-anything here. But the reason Eric Trump had to come out there and tell everybody again that he's not an anti-vaxxer is because he has agreed to headline an anti-vax event. What happened was Eric Trump has agreed to speak at this event called Truth About Cancer, which really is just like this big anti-medicine event, really, to put it mildly, because what they do is they go out there and they push alternatives to chemotherapy. They spread lies about vaccines. You know, all of this stuff they're saying they cannot back up with any actual evidence, but it's made the two people who founded it, Ty and Charlene Bollinger, it's made them millionaires. So of course they're going to go out there and push these, non-medicinal cures for things that, they kind of sell. So of course, yeah, it totally makes sense, right? But Eric Trump agreed to go to this event, but he swears he's not going to push any kind of anti-medical views. He is only going there to hype up the accomplishments of the 45th president of the United States, his father, Donald J. Trump. And to be honest, it would probably be less embarrassing to just be like, I'm just going to spread vaccine misinformation. It's a really odd situation where you have to weigh out, is it more embarrassing to claim that my father did a good job, or is it more embarrassing to be an anti-vaxxer? I'm going to say that my dad did a good job because I don't even want to be over here in this column. And that's what Eric Trump, that's the decision he had to make. But here's the thing. We know your dad has no accomplishments to speak of. We're still reeling from the damage he caused in this country. And Eric Trump, you can dress it up all you want, but I'm willing to bet you're going to let some things slip about vaccines in your little speech that you're going to give. That's probably going to give a lot of juice to the anti-vaxxer movement. Other individuals speaking at this event, in addition to Eric Trump and, of course, the Bollingers, you've got some Q people that are going to be showing up and sharing some time on the stage. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is going to be speaking at the event, and, of course, he's bringing Andrew Wakefield, the disgraced doctor who published that now retracted report many years ago linking vaccines to autism. Wakefield actually, I believe he lost his license over that. So yeah, that's two individuals. You're also going to have Roger Stone is going to be speaking at the event. So this is a right-wing event filled with anti-vaxxers, filled with people who have been busted for lying about this kind of stuff in the past. People that, basically have made their careers, people like Roger Stone, from being shysters and hucksters. Never necessarily operating in the light, always in the shadows. And again, I always have to say this, it is so disappointing that Bobby Kennedy has chosen to go this path. As everybody knows here, Bobby Kennedy was the original, him and Mike Papantoni were the original hosts of Ring of Fire back when it started as a weekly radio show. And then somewhere along the lines, Bobby, it was while he was still here at Ring of Fire, started to get kind of into this vaccines are dangerous thing. And then, of course, he left Ring of Fire and then went full tilt into the vaccines are dangerous. And it's just a really sad evolution, of somebody who admired him, somebody who worked with him for over a decade, to see what has happened to him now. It's just very sad because there's no evidence to back up what he's saying. There's no evidence to back up what any of these people are saying, especially the Bollingers, right? They're anti-chemotherapy because they had several family members die of cancer, which is tragic and very sad. But then they started saying, well, they got chemo, but they still died. So obviously chemo doesn't work. Yeah, that's not what happens. Sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes the cancer progresses too rapidly or aggressively, or it was caught too late, whatever it is. Chemotherapy is not 100%, and everybody should know that. But the Bollingers have made millions selling these lies. Roger Stone has done very well for himself, spreading lies and misinformation. Bobby Kennedy Jr. has a new book about Anthony Fauci, attacking Anthony Fauci out there. So he also could gain financially from going out there and spreading these things. And that's what people have to understand. You have to look behind the headlines, right? You have to look at why these people are doing this, and it becomes very clear that, oh, wait, they all have a financial interest in spreading these, rumors, basically, in going out there and saying these things. Either it's because you're trying to sell books or you're trying to sell products or whatever it is. That's what's happening here. And for a lot of these individuals, especially the Bollingers, it's been very profitable lying to the public.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel for fresh content 7 days a week.